All right, everyone, buckle up, because we are diving headfirst into something pretty amazing, the Greater Kedah Master Plan.
Ambitious is an understatement, right?
Totally. It's not just some vague ideas. It's a super detailed roadmap for transforming Kedah, boosting incomes, attracting tons of tourists, even, get this, reviving the ancient Lankasuka kingdom.
Blending history with high-tech plans, that's fascinating.
Right. But there's so much info, we got to break it down. Our mission today, figure out what this actually means for Kedah and for, well, you.
So where should we start? This plan aims for a massive jump in per capita income.
Yeah, RM 50,000 per month by 2050.
Huge. And think about the tourism target, 25 million visitors a year.
Whoa, that's like everyone in Australia coming to Kedah.
Not quite, but it'll have a huge economic impact. And they're planning for everything, even the effects of AI and robotics on the workforce.
Yeah, the plan mentions how AI and robotics will impact things. Okay, before we get too far ahead, let's paint a picture of Kedah today.
Good point. Need a baseline to see how much they want to change.
Exactly. So population-wise, it's kind of spread out, different densities across the districts. Urlar, Sitar, Sungai Petani are the urban hubs. Lots of industry there.
Right, you've got manufacturing, some tech already.
Oh, did you know Kulim High-Tech Park is already big in semiconductors? Globally, even.
Yeah, it's impressive what they've built there. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have Langkawi.
Langkawi, the tourism gem. But it's also a UNESCO Global Geopark. Did you know that?
I didn't. That's interesting. So diverse landscape, existing industries, but aiming for this huge leap forward.
And to hit these ambitious goals, the plan is designed to roll out in phases.
Yeah, it's like they're treating the whole plan like a startup, right? Bootstrapping, then scaling up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got to get those early wins, build momentum. And for them, green financing seems to be the key to bootstrapping.
It's smart. Global investors are all about sustainability these days.
So Kita's like, hey, we're going green, jump on board. But what does that look like in reality? What kind of green projects are we talking about?
It's multi-pronged. Renewable energy is a big one, of course.
Okay, solar, wind, all that.
Yep. But also pushing sustainable agriculture, even aiming to boost production of green products.
Oh, so not just power generation, but things people can actually buy and use.
Exactly. Creating a whole ecosystem of green stuff, both for Kedah and for export, positioning themselves as leaders in the global green economy.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Attract investors with that green initiative, but then they also need the financial muscle to make it all happen. That's where the financial center comes in, right?
Exactly. Not just banks, they want a whole financial ecosystem, attracting investment, managing funds, supporting all this growth.
Big plans, big money, but you need the right people too, the experts.
You got it. Attracting experienced financial professionals is a top priority for them.
So they're wooing investors with a green focus A&D, building the financial system to handle it all. A two-pronged strategy.
Exactly. They're crafting a compelling story for investors, one that blends sustainability, opportunity, and a clear path to success. But here's another fascinating layer. Regional collaboration.
Wait, they're not going it alone. Teaming up with other states.
Yep. They're looking to collaborate, especially with states that were once part of the ancient Lankasuka kingdom.
Okay, hold on. Got to hear more about this Lankasuka thing. Sounds epic.
Well, imagine this vast kingdom spanning multiple states, thriving on trade, rich cultural heritage. That's Lankasuka in a nutshell. And Kedah's plan draws inspiration from that.
So they're not just reminiscing about the past. It's like they're using Lankasuka as a model for regional teamwork.
It's a savvy move. By working together, these states can achieve economies of scale, share expertise, and be way more attractive to investors.
Like a we're stronger together kind of thing.
Exactly. But they also know they need to move fast. The global economy waits for no one.
So no more bureaucratic slowdowns. They're serious about speed. This plan feels different. You know, it's not just dreaming. It's got this urgency, this practical edge to it.
You're picking up on something key. The people behind this plan, they get that execution is everything. But to really understand how they'll pull it off, we need to take a step back and look at where Kedah stands today.
All right, got to understand the starting point. What are Kedah's strengths, its weaknesses?
So Kedah is this blend of contrasts. You've got bustling cities like Alor Sitar, Sungai Petani, but also huge rural areas where agriculture is still king.
Modern and traditional, city and countryside. What about industries beyond agriculture? Anything standing out?
Their tech sector actually has a pretty solid base. Kalim High-Tech Park, like we mentioned, a major player in global semiconductors.
Kedah's already in the semiconductor game. That's huge.
It is. Shows they're not starting from zero. Existing strengths to build on, plus they're targeting new sectors like aerospace and avionics.
Smart. aligning with global trends. Okay, so tech, green vision, financial ambition, regional alliances. But what about the people? How does all this impact everyday Kedah hands?
That's the million-dollar question, and one we'll dive into as we unpack this plan further, because at the end of the day, it's the people that matter most. It's easy to get lost in the big picture stuff, you know? But this plan, it's really about people, improving the lives of everyday Ketahans.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've been talking about these grand schemes, green financing, regional alliances, but how does it all translate into real benefits for people?
One of the most direct ways is jobs, creating jobs. The plan is laser focused on attracting investments that lead to good paying jobs.
So not just any investment, but the right kind. Industries that offer real opportunities, not dead-end jobs.
Exactly. High-tech manufacturing, renewable energy, sustainable tourism, those are the sectors that can really drive economic growth and lift people out of poverty.
Yeah.
It's about creating a more sustainable and equitable economy, one where everyone has a chance to thrive.
Right? Not just chasing short-term gains, but building something that lasts. But we got to address the elephant in the room, right? Automation. We're talking about bringing in all this high-tech stuff, but what happens to the people whose jobs get replaced by robots?
That's a valid concern, and the plan acknowledges it head on. They're upfront about the need to prepare the workforce for this new reality.
So massive retraining programs. What are they thinking?
It's a multi-layered approach. First, investing heavily in education. STEM fields, digital skills, entrepreneurship, equipping people for a job market that's constantly changing.
Okay, so give people the tools to adapt, to succeed in a world where technology is king. But what about those who are already working? They can't just drop everything and go back to school for a whole new degree.
That's where targeted retraining comes in, giving people opportunities to pick up new skills. Robotics, maintenance, AI development, data analysis, the jobs that'll be in high demand as automation takes over.
So they're trying to build a workforce that can not just survive, but actually thrive in the age of automation.
It's not just about acquiring skills, though. It's about fostering a whole new mindset. Lifelong learning, adaptability, creating a culture where people embrace change.
That's a big cultural shift. You can't just force that on people. How do they plan to do that?
It's about creating the right environment, you know?
Yeah.
Innovation hubs, supporting entrepreneurs, promoting STEM education from a young age, celebrating creativity, risk-taking.
So it's not just, here's your training for this specific job. It's about cultivating this spirit of entrepreneurship innovation.
Exactly, empowering people to create their own opportunities, be problem solvers, solution finders, not just relying on government handouts.
It's a powerful vision. Okay, but let's not forget the other challenges we talked about earlier. Income disparity and water scarcity. How's the plan tackling those?
For income disparity, it's a multi-pronged approach again. Investing in infrastructure and economic development in rural areas, for one. Creating more diverse economic opportunities closer to where people live.
Bringing jobs and opportunities to the people, rather than expecting them to uproot their lives and move to the cities.
That's the idea. And focusing on quality education and healthcare in those areas, too. Leveling the playing field.
Makes sense. What about the water scarcity issue? That's a big one, not just for Kedah, but the whole region.
It's critical, no doubt, and they're taking it seriously, investing in more efficient irrigation, promoting water conservation, exploring new water sources.
So a mix of conservation, efficiency, and innovation. Anything specific in mind?
Things like rainwater harvesting, desalination plants, even looking into underground aquifers, promoting drought-resistant crops, water-efficient farming.
Sounds like they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at it.
Well, they have to. Water is essential for everything, right? Agriculture, industry, tourism, daily life. If they don't solve this, it could derail the whole plan.
It's fundamental. Without water security, all the other plans fall apart.
You got it. Sustainable development needs to address those basic needs first. Okay, so jobs, automation, income gaps, water. We've covered a lot. But what about the Lankasuka revival we talked about? Is that just a symbolic thing, or is there more to it?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. How does that fit into everything else?
It's way more than symbolic. It's strategic, with real economic and social implications. Remember, Lankasuka thrived on trade and cultural exchange. They were a major regional power, connecting different cultures, facilitating the flow of goods and ideas.
Right, a real hub centuries ago.
And that's what Kedah wants to recreate. That kind of vibrant, interconnected regional ecosystem. Not just attracting investment to Kedah, but making the whole Lankasuka region a hotspot for businesses, tourists, talent.
So raising the profile of the entire region. But how do they actually do that?
Well, for starters, they're investing in infrastructure that connects Kedah to its neighbors: highways, railways, airports, and of course, the Sungling deep sea port.
The physical connections, the roads and bridges.
Mm,
But it's more than that, right?
definitely. Harmonizing regulations, streamlining customs, creating a smoother flow of goods and services across borders. Even joint tourism campaigns promoting the whole Lankasuka region as one destination.
Building a more integrated regional economy where borders matter less.
That's the goal. It's a bold vision, not without its challenges, of course. Political sensitivities, economic rivalries, different levels of development to navigate.
Yeah, getting multiple states to work together smoothly, that's never easy.
It takes trust, diplomacy, a shared vision, and that's where the Lankasuka connection comes in. It's not just about economics, it's about tapping into a shared history, a shared cultural identity, to create a sense of unity.
It's a powerful story.
Yeah.
If they can harness that, it could be huge for the whole region.
Wow, we've really dug deep into this greater Kedah master plan. From green financing to reviving ancient kingdoms, it's definitely ambitious, maybe even a bit audacious, but can they really pull it off?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
No easy answer there. So many factors involved. Global economy, political landscape, even things like climate change could throw a wrench in the works.
Yeah, like that water scarcity issue
Yeah.
could be a major roadblock. So with all these potential problems, what makes you think this plan has a fighting chance? Well, a few things really stand out. First, the plan itself is solid, well thought out. It's not just a list of wishes, it's a detailed roadmap, specific projects, how they'll finance it, a clear-eyed view of the challenges. They've done their research.
Okay, so they've got the plan, but that's just a piece of paper. Need the right people to make it happen.
Exactly. And that's the second thing that makes me optimistic. The leadership behind this, they get it. They understand that execution is everything. It's not just talk. They're taking real action.
Things like streamlining all the bureaucracy, making it easier to do business.
Exactly. Sending a clear signal to investors that Kedah is ready to move fast. That's huge when you're trying to attract capital and expertise.
So the plan's there, the leadership seems solid, but what about the people? Are everyday Kedahans on board with this?
That's the third piece of the puzzle, public support. And from what I've seen, they're really putting in the effort, engaging with people, explaining the plan, addressing concerns.
Like those town hall meetings we talked about earlier?
Exactly. Building trust, transparency, a sense of ownership. It's not top-down, it's collaborative.
Makes a huge difference, right?
Yeah,
Even the best plan can flop if people feel excluded.
absolutely. Got to create that shared purpose, everyone working together towards a common goal. And that's something this plan seems to get right.
Okay, so solid plan, strong leadership, engaging the public, sounds promising. But let's be real, some serious challenges still remain.
Of course. There are always unexpected obstacles, risks we can't predict. Global economy could take a downturn. Internal issues like income disparity and water scarcity won't vanish overnight.
Not going to be a smooth ride. Bumps along the way, for sure.
Definitely. But the encouraging thing is the plan acknowledges this. They've built in ways to adapt, to course correct as they go.
That phased approach, right? Assess, adjust, pivot if needed.
Yep. It's not rigid, it's dynamic. A framework that allows for flexibility, responding to changing circumstances.
So it's like a living thing, this plan. Adapting, evolving.
Great way to put it. And that adaptability, I think, is their greatest strength. In a world that's changing so fast, that ability to learn, adjust, innovate, that's the key to success.
All right, time for the big question. Is Kedah going to be the next Singapore? The next Dubai? An economic miracle?
Whoa, hold on. Way too early for predictions like that. But I will say this. They've laid a very strong foundation, and they're clearly committed to making this happen.
It's not a guaranteed win, but a good bet.
Exactly. And even if they don't hit every single target, just the act of aiming this high, it's already transforming Kedah. They're thinking bigger, acting bolder. It's exciting.
It is. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired.
Me too. This deep dive has been amazing. It's a reminder that even with all the challenges we face, there are people out there dreaming big, thinking outside the box, working to create a better future.
And that's something we can all learn from. So to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your own curiosity, your own imagination. What's your next deep dive going to be? Thanks for joining us.